Alright, Travis Wayne Goodsell, take 2. What you see here is my evidence against the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. A game, set, match case that cannot be refuted by the church. And even though my lawsuit involves a whole bunch of other stuff, this is the core right here, and it's a government document. Case number 081906452FS. It's sealed. You can't see it. I got a copy, because you'll notice up in the upper right corner, if you do the thing on your phones, defense copy. That's right. I'm the defendant, Travis Wayne Goodsell. And you'll see count number 1 is the state courthouse, the Matheson courthouse. That's what the address is for that. I don't know what's going on here. Alright, the second count is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Notice, as you read the terrorist threat back then, they've made some modifications in the state legislature. Notice that they're calling my lawsuit, because that's what I filed. Notice the state courthouse, the Capitol building, where if you read Utah law, if you want the Attorney General for the state of Utah, the Utah Attorney General, I think there's a federal one, but this is the state one, you have to present your case to the Attorney General. And where is his office? The Capitol. Also the governor. He has an office at the Capitol. So guess where I delivered my petition for redress of grievance to? The Capitol and the church. They are someone I have a grievance with. I need to let them know about it. I gave one to the church as well. They instead call it a terroristic threat. Notice the church is a terroristic threat because the way it is worded, acted with intent to intimidate or coerce a civilian population or to influence or affect the conduct of a government or a unit of government. When they tried to drug me the second time around, they took it to the courts. That allowed my lawyer to finally think he could do something for me, and did, which he was the one who set me up in the first place. But he pointed out to the judge that the church is not a government or a unit of the government. Judge Treese agreed. Though all of us here in Utah know better. As the Attorney General, Mark Shurtleff, says otherwise. That the church is the government. It was Attorney General Mark Shurtleff who made these counts. If you could read the court documents, if they would be unsealed, you would see Judge Treese notifying the prosecution to have Mark Shurtleff make changes or drop the count altogether. He decided to make changes and call it a Class B misdemeanor, nuisance or whatever. And so there's the Deputy District Attorney, Laura L. Miller, with scandals of her own, now that she's gone. And so then you'll see Nancy B. Cohn, PhD. And you think, what does she have to do with anything? Why is this here? Okay, yeah, it's in accordance with the law. Notice the church is involved in this lawsuit against me. They included the church. The church is suing me. The state is taking the case as they're supposed to in accordance with the First Amendment. And so notice after you see Nancy B. Cohen's heading, I guess, for her report to Judge Treese, you then see her web page. That's strange. The church is on her web page, her home page of her web page. Why is the church on the home page of her web page? She's advertising for the church. What is she advertising? How did she get them to be an advertiser? She's getting paid to advertise the church on her web page? I've never lied to you guys this whole time. Here's the evidence. Here's what I will be presenting if the church thinks they're going to fight this. It's their evidence, their case against me. And there they are, paying the person who had me disappeared. I never went to trial. When I got out, I was sent to be evaluated by Nancy again. And she threatened me. I'm never going to be released from this probation. It took another doctor over her to step in and let me go. But, yeah. Evil people! So, yeah, and then you see the last picture there. Nancy changed her website. No longer shows the church anymore. It shows her location. But guess when that was done? And it's already recorded in the federal courts. Remember my motion for, second motion for process of service. I notify the judge of this change, of this cover-up, because on November 1st, at the hearing that you see on my docket, I notified Judge First that the church is paying the person who had me disappeared back in this 2008 case. She allowed me to resubmit and amend it. Then the judge refused to allow the service of process. And so I submitted a second one pointing out the attempted cover-up by the church after our hearing where I told the judge the church has been paying her. There's the evidence right for you. The church would also have the financial records, which if the church says fake news, okay, Your Honor, we need to subpoena the church's financial records and go back to 2008 to see how long the church has been paying Dr. Cohn. And the church isn't going to want that either. But again, like I said, the church cannot, will not allow this to go to trial. They cannot defend themselves against their own accusation against me, which becomes evidence against them. They had me disappeared. And so for the lawyers not to deliver their my copy of the waiver of summons, they're delaying the inevitable. And I don't know what they're waiting for, because that should be done immediately. We got it, here it is. They can't go to the judge and say, oh, sorry, we didn't get it. Nope. It says right there in the law code that I gave them that the mailman counts. And I don't have to have certified mail. I don't have to have a signature by them that they received it. Oops. So, they're screwed. The church is screwed. The church is finished. Because my request for relief demands a full closure of the church. One way or the other. Hand over the keys, give me all your money. It's not really a stick up if you're the victim. It's not extortion if you're the victim. Because I've gone through the federal courts. I've followed the law. Nobody else is. The church used the state of Utah to disappear me. That's treason. That's war crimes. That's RICO. They're screwed. So, I don't know if the church is aware that I have a YouTube site. I'm sure there are whistleblowers. Rats. It's the year of the rat in China. Did you know that? But like I said, the church is demonstrating characteristics of people who are fleeing the country to avoid criminal exposure. The stock market is one of those. Handing out the handbook number 1 was another one. The exposure of the whistleblower of the 100 billion in tithing was another one, as the church gives a lame excuse that it was a parable of the talents. Oh my God! Here, Jesus, here's $1 trillion we saved for you. Oh my God! We've all been played as chumps, Mormons. They played us as chumps. But I'm holding them accountable. And they're going to try to cheat justice again. If you want them to get away with it, then you become complicit. But we can't let the church get away with this. Because they're going to abandon you and take all your money with them. Unless they want to face the consequences for their actions. Because after all, if they've done nothing wrong, they've got nothing to fear.